Good day, boys and girls. It's Miss Brown here. Welcome to Book 33, The Cat or Dog Debate. You can grab your writing book, turn to a fresh page, and head up. So I don't have a date behind me because some boys and girls will be doing this on different days, but I want you to head up. On the left-hand side, I want you to put the book number and the title. On the right-hand side, I want you to put the date, okay, and then you can put word work underneath that. So your book should look like this. Okay, so it's book 33, The Cat or Dog Debate. Put whatever today's date is, if it's Monday, January 18th, if it's Tuesday, whatever date it is, put your date, and then you can put the heading, word work, vowel sounds, O. Okay? At this point, you can pause me to give yourselves enough time to head up, and then we'll begin. All right. Okay, so boys and girls, every day will be the same thing where I'll introduce the book, what the title is. I'll ask you to head up, and then we'll get started. Okay, so today we're going to be working on some word work. The reason why is because sometimes when you're reading, you might come across words and you don't know how to pronounce them. So the only way that you can get better at decoding these words or pronouncing these words is to learn the different patterns. So what I want you to do is I want you to create 3 columns in your book. Underneath the title, word work, vowel sounds, O, I want you to write this first word, food. Then make a second column and write the word shook. And in the last column, I want you to write the word other. Okay? So you can press pause and do that if you need to. All right, and I'm assuming that you're back, or maybe you're just a fast writer. Okay, so yes, these 2 words both have a O in them, but in some words, that O can make a different sound the way that you pronounce it. So in the word food, the O makes a oo sound, food. But in the word shook, the O makes a sound, shook. So we have oo, food, and shook. This is very important because when you come across some words, you might see a O and you're not quite sure how to pronounce the word. So if you try it one way and it doesn't work, try it the other way and see if it makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm trusting that you have these 3 columns written. I'm going to hold up some words, and I'm going to say the words to you. I'm going to make it easy. This is our first lesson for some of you. I want you to figure out which column is the word I'm holding up and to go under. Is it going to go under the food, shook, or if it doesn't fit under either of these columns, it can go under other. Okay, ready? And at any point, if you think I'm moving too fast, just press pause, write down what you want to write, and then you can continue on. Okay? All right, let me shuffle up my cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right, okay, ready? The first word is foot. Okay, so figure out which column that will go under. Look at your book. Foot. Next word. Try to say it before me if you can. Tooth. Next word. Cloth. Cloth. Like fabric. Cloth. Next word. Stood. Remember, try to say it before me if you can. Stood. Next word. School. School. Next word. Choose. Choose. Next word. Boat. Brook. Kind of like a stream, a brook. Next word, spoon. We have 4 words left, and we're almost done. Lost. Three more. Good. Next word. Bloom. Like flowers bloom when they open up. Bloom. And the last word, stop. Okay, so now I'm going to reveal what the correct columns were. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Take your side down first. Let's see how many you got correct. Hopefully it's all of them. All right, so under the food column, you should have bloom, school, tooth, spoon, boot, choose. Did you get those right? Just put a tick if you got it right, put an X if you got it wrong. Under the shook column, you should have good, stood, foot, brook. And in the other column, these are words that didn't fit into or ooh. Other column should have had lost, cloth, and stop. Okay? All right, so when I'm here doing word work with you, I'm not doing it just because I feel like talking in front of a camera. I'm doing it because I'm expecting that you are at home with your writing books, working along with me. Everything I do is going to help you become a better reader. I'm not wasting your time, I promise. So everything that I actually do, please do it, and you will see a marked improvement in your reading and your decoding at the end of this year. All right, so go ahead and get your book, The Cat or Dog Debate. Unfortunately, there are some missing copies, so the only copies I had were the ones I gave out, so I'm actually going to have to pull it up on my computer, okay? But we talked about a debate. Do you remember what I said a debate was? So if you're having a debate, you're almost having an argument, an intelligent argument with somebody else where you're trying to prove your point. So in this book, we have the 2 children, Leo and Amy, and they are debating which pet they should get, either a dog or a cat. And we started to read the book, and they started to list some reasons of why, some arguments in favor of why they should have a cat or why they should have a dog. Okay, so I'm going to press you on pause so I can pull the story up on my computer. I'm going to read a bit with you, and I want you to read the rest on your own if you haven't already. So I'm going to pause you. Okay, I'm back. So I have my computer right next to me with the cat or dog debate up. I'm going to read a little bit with you, then I want you to read the rest on your own. But as we are reading together, I want you to think about how the characters feel at the beginning of the story. They both have their feelings of why they feel each pet, a dog or a cat, will make the best pet. They have their arguments of why. But then towards the end of the story, they kind of change their views. So I want you to think about, because we're going to be doing an activity after this, think about how the characters felt at the beginning, their feelings about each animal, and then at the end, how they felt, and why did it change? Okay? All right, so get your book with me. I want you to read along with me, and I'm going to pause, and you're going to read the rest of the book on your own. Okay? The cat or dog debate. So we're going to start on pages 2 and 3. So take your time when you're reading. Try to race ahead of me. A nice, slow pace, controlled pace, and try to think about what you're reading, to remember what you're reading. Okay. Dogs drool, said Amy. Cats scratch, said Leo. Most cats are gentle, Amy argued, and you don't have to walk them every day. Dogs can do tricks, said Leo, and a dog will bark if a robber tried to get in the house. Dogs are mean, cried Amy. They chase cats. Okay, page 4 and 5. Leo glared at his new stepsister. So do you know what glare means? Glare means if you're staring, like, if you're glaring. Leo glared at his new stepsister. Leo loved dogs. Amy adored cats. When Leo's mom and Amy's dad got married, they promised the kids a pet. 2 months later, Leo and Amy still couldn't agree on what to get. We need a big, playful dog, Leo said. I don't want a big, clumsy dog, wailed Amy. And no way did Leo want a dainty little cat. So dainty is kind of like prissy, delicate. Maybe we could get 2 pets, said Leo's mom. But I think a big dog and a little cat in one house is a bad combination. The cat might get hurt. Okay, let's turn on to page 6 and 7. We were hoping you two would learn to compromise, said Amy's dad. What do you all think compromise means? It's going to tell us. Let's keep reading. What's compromise mean? Asked Leo. Amy's dad explained. A compromise is when you give up part of what you want so the other person can get something they want. Leo's mom took Amy's dad aside and whispered. Amy's dad grinned. Good idea, he said. Leo's heart sank. His mom's good ideas were usually bad news. So I'm going to stop right there. So I want you to put me on pause. I want you to read the rest of the cat and dog debate, and then we're going to do a writing comprehension activity. Okay, boys and girls, so you should have had enough time to finish reading the cat or dog debate. So as we were reading, I actually think about how the characters felt at the beginning about each animal, about acquiring each pet, how they felt at the end, and then why did they have a change? Okay, so we're going to do a little writing activity about that. So what I want you to do is I want you, bring it a little bit closer, you can see everything, there. All right, so I want you to write this heading, Comprehension, and I want you to write Inferring characters' feelings and how they change. So inferring means that you're using clues in the story to help you come up with an idea, okay? So I want you to write that down. And then after you write this heading, I want you to write this table, okay? So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. You're going to have 3 headings at the top, beginning, end, why, with a question mark. And then you're going to have 2 names, Leo and Amy. So I want you to press pause, get this table and heading written down, and I'm going to explain to you what I want you to do. All right, we're almost done. So you should have your table written down now. So at the beginning of the story, what did Leo want? That's right. Leo wanted a dog. And at the beginning of the story, what did Amy want? That's correct. Amy wanted a cat. And the story gives you some examples of why each child wanted a particular pet. Okay? So at the beginning, Leo was feeling a certain way about cats. And Amy was feeling a certain way about dogs. So what I want you to do in these 2 sections, I want you to write how Leo was feeling at the beginning about dogs and cats, and how Amy was feeling about dogs and cats at the beginning. Okay? And then after you have that written, I want you to think about the end of the story. At the end of the story, how was Leo feeling about cats, and how was he feeling about dogs? And at the end, how was Amy feeling about dogs? Okay? And it changes. I know that both of their feelings change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. But something made their feelings change. So in this last column where it says why, I want you to write down what made Leo's feelings change. In the beginning, he didn't really want a cat, but at the end, he was okay with the idea. Why did he change? At the beginning, Amy didn't really want a dog, but at the end, she didn't really mind getting a dog. Why did her feelings change? Make sure that everything that we do, you put it in your writing book, because when I see you again to collect your books and then issue new books, I want to be able to see the work that you did over the week. Okay? So, that's our lesson. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something new, and I will see you next time. Bye.